Whenever the bell rings, if I'm not back in here,
just tell a little button.
Yep.
Okay.
Walk a little, make sure it's gonna go.
Hogan?
Come here.
Okay. I would tell the kids to stay away from up here today then.
Okay.
I can't say hi to the camera.
You can give it one good hello here, Gavin, right
Hello.
before we start.
Hey,
I didn't say anything. All I said was,
Hey.
what?
Make the way to your game.
Yeah, you got lucky.
You did. So make a choice.
Wednesday.
Okay. Do you hear me? Okay.
Wednesday. I'm coming in Wednesday.
I know.
There's one problem. I wasn't going to come in today.
Calling in anyone in 6th hour?
Yeah,
Stay after
remember?
today?
yes.
Golly, can I stay on for
You, because
no,
Ethan, Brian, Pace, Annika.
Never mind, I don't want to
Not
say
get a hold of her. She works at the high school.
Let's try to get a hold of her.
Paige got a hold of his mom or whoever. She'll be here. And Ethan and Annika already. She said she has swimming after, so she'll be here anyway. So she's coming in.
Has detention for somebody else, so he has to serve a separate day.
Okay.
So he and Brylan can go tomorrow. I will email their parents.
Okay.
Can I write that on a post-it? So your notebook. Just write Ethan and Brylan. Actually, write all 4 of their names.
Yeah, I left you there.
Yeah, he needs to stay. He has like knee problems.
That's what you told me, so I told
I'm actually doing good today.
Better.
Why do people have to stay after school?
Yes,
That was my other one.
everyone is exposing me.
Hey.
You haven't heard? What happened?
Okay, guys. First things first. What? I know, Gavin. I didn't make the rule. 7th hour. Take your stuff. Stand on the outside of the room. We're getting you to seats.
I better be in this game again. I don't want to hear no more about
Sorry, I'm just going to sit in front of you.
Okay, Gavin, okay.
You kind of sit where you basically are sitting where you're already at. Is that upsetting? Like here? No, like literally right there. This happens right there. Okay, 7th hour. Listen up. I'm going to tell you where you're sitting. Listen. Henry, stop talking.
Hey, easy, Mr. Christmas.
I am going to tell you where your seats are at. After I have told everybody where their seats are, then you will go there. What? Okay. We'll talk about that. That's what you want to do. What? So, listen up so people can hear where they're going. So there should be no talking. Hogan S. Megan, Caden, Henry, Lily, Taylor, Gavin S. Katie, no, Carly, sorry, that looks weird on there. Allie, Nate, Dayton, no one, Drew.
A safe spot?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Nicholas, Anaya,
Wait, Taylor,
Isabella, Maxwell, Emma,
right here?
no, Isabel, Maxwell, Jessica. Did you listen to direction? Go back.
You just said right here. I was looking clearly.
What did I give for directions at the beginning of class?
You're not supposed to move until everybody gets their seat.
Then why is Taylor sitting down?
She didn't move at all. So, once again, Anaya,
I knew my stop.
no, Anaya, Isabella, Maxwell, Jessica, Cole, Emma, Sydney, no one, Nicholas was here, Boston, Keegan, Jocelyn, Gavin, Hayes, Noah, go.
No, I want to sit back there.
Go to your seat. You said you weren't going to be upset as long as you got to sit where you wanted.
Can I sit back there?
No, sit down.
Taylor, like everybody here. Hey, I stare at camera. Probably my head is kind of down.
In a little bit. Okay, 7th hour. Quiet. Classroom expectations. Okay, yeah. I'm recording you right now for a lesson that I have to present to you and I. So you're on camera right now. If you want to wave, go ahead. Get it out now. No. Okay, 7th hour. Listen. Last week was a rough week, basically almost every day. I'm expecting a better week. That means when I'm talking, you're not talking. Hands need to be raised to talk. We're not just going to start having conversations just because we finished typing our notes. We are going to wait, and if I ask for a discussion, we will have a discussion, okay? We're going to be raising our hands. Drew?
What?
Please leave the swivel alone.
Oh, Swivl.
Anaya?
I feel claustrophobic. Like, feel like right here, like.
Look it. He backed up his desk for you.
Say thank
There you go. Okay, we're going to watch some CNN 10 today, and then we have an activity to do. CNN is on. You're not talking.
CNN 10 is taking you from the Middle East to South America today and exploring subjects from international relations to gold mining. I'm Carl Azus of the CNN Center. Thank you for starting off your week with us. First story concerns Iran, a nation that was known as Persia until 1979. It used to be a monarchy governed by a Shah, a Persian king. But 40 years ago, that Shah was overthrown and forced into exile. And as a result of the Iranian Revolution, the nation became a theocratic republic with Islam as its official religion. One major reason why Iran has been a rival of the United States since around that time is because the U.S. supported the Shah who was overthrown. But there are other reasons, including the fact that the U.S., the United Nations, and the European Union say Iran is an official sponsor of terrorism. That's why they've imposed sanctions or penalties on Iran's economy. As the Middle Eastern country celebrates a revolution milestone this year, its military is showing off a new ballistic missile, a weapon that is said to be capable of traveling more than 600 miles. An Iranian military official called the missile's development an achievement. The country's missile program concerns other nations around the world, including the U.S., because Iran's supreme leader has called for the destruction of Israel, a U.S. ally in the region.
The return from exile of Ayatollah Khomeini in February 1979 and the overthrow of the U.S.-backed Shah marked the culmination of the Islamic Revolution. Businessman Abdul Qasem Shafei says he organized opposition groups in those days. 40 years later, he believes the revolution produced mixed results. Religiously and ideologically, the revolution achieved its goals, he said, but economically, due to sanctions and domestic mismanagement, we've not yet reached those goals. The Islamic Revolution also an uprising against America's support for the Shah. In late 1979, Iranian students stormed the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, capturing and holding hostage more than 50 Americans for more than 400 days. U.S.-Iranian relations have never recovered. Hardliners still chanting "Death to America" at Friday prayers, even though Iran's supreme leader recently tried to tone down the rhetoric. Let me make something clear for U.S. leaders, he said. Death to America means death to American rulers. We have no problems with the American people. The Trump White House is cracking down on Iran, pulling the U.S. out of the nuclear deal signed by the Obama administration, and hitting the country with sanctions that are crippling its economy and causing its currency to plummet. The U.S. says Iran is a threat to Israel and America's allies in the Middle East, and lashed out at Iran's ballistic missile program. Iran's answer, a defense expo praising the rockets. Iran shows no signs of bowing to American and international pressure. The country says it will continue to develop its ballistic missile program, which it says is solely for defense purposes. For the first time, Iran recently released video of one of its underground missile assembly facilities. 40 years after the beginning of the Islamic Revolution, the confrontation between the U.S. and Iran continues. Fred Plankin, CNN, Tehran.
Second stop this Tuesday is in South America. We've told you how a collapsing economy is leaving many people in Venezuela hungry and unable to get the hygienic and medical supplies they need. Well, help is flowing to Venezuela from nations around the world, but some of it, at least, has been stopped at the country's western border with Colombia. Beginning last Friday, 2 truckloads of food and medicine from the United States were prevented from rolling onto Venezuelan soil. The country's president, Nicolas Maduro, said, quote, "We are not beggars," and he added that the humanitarian aid is intended to humiliate Venezuela and justify military aggression. Analysts say it's possible that the government's afraid that the supplies could be used as a cover for an invasion of Venezuela. But Juan Guaido, who declared himself the new Venezuelan president in January, said the aid would be let in because it's about saving lives, and that the officials who block it are keeping medicines and food from people in need. As inflation in Venezuela spins out of control with prices for everyday items soaring beyond what residents can pay, countries like Canada and Germany have pledged millions of dollars to help. What's unclear is whether the Maduro administration will accept it. 10-second trivia. Which of these countries uses a currency called the Nuevo Sol? Chile, Peru, Argentina, or Brazil? The Nuevo Sol is the currency of the South American nation of Peru. The Nuevo Sol has also been a relatively stable currency over the past 10 years. It's a reflection of Peru's strong economy, one of the best in Latin America. But though the country's poverty rate has decreased substantially, it's still around 22%, meaning over a fifth of the nation's 31 million people live below the poverty line. That's part of the reason why illegal gold mining has skyrocketed. Peru is a major producer of gold, and a lot of the mining there is allowed by the government. But the kind that's not allowed takes only a few hours for someone to learn how to do. It can bring them cash quickly. It's made gold Peru's most valuable illegal export, and the rainforest is paying the price.
Their illicit two-wheel taxi service is known as Los Tigres. My driver, one of the thousands of young men who have come from all over Peru, lured by an operation that could net $100 a day or get them killed. We ride for 20 minutes before the lush green begins to thin. The jungle floor turns to sand. A half mile further, and the rainforest is gone. It's like we've entered a completely different ecosystem. From jungle to desert in a matter of feet.
Oh, this didn't exist. These lakes didn't exist. Nothing did. It was just flat forest, like we went through. This is all man-made.
Wow, oh my God. Oh my God.
And these are all toxic pools now. This is all mining pits that are filled in after it's been abandoned with rainwater.
They use an old, brutal method, merciless on the land, cutting down trees, blasting riverbanks with diesel-powered fire hoses, creating a slurry that gets sifted until, eureka, a tiny flake of gold. Since this land only holds 2 grams of precious metal per ton of mud, mercury is needed to pull the gold from the sludge. And what effect does that mercury have on the living things here, including the people?
Well, it's magic for the mining process, but it's poison for everything else.
The Kentucky Derby is said to be the oldest continuously held major sporting event in the U.S. The first race was run in 1875. For the second oldest sporting event, you have to trade in your horse for a dog. CNN recently visited the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, which started over the weekend in New York City.
Every February, the dogs descend upon Manhattan, and it's for the 142nd annual Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. We have over 3,200 dogs coming this year.
This is the Meet the Breeds?
His name is Teddy. This is Papa Chudamas.
It's just a fun time, just to get out and teach people about the breed.
I really like learning about different breeds of dogs.
We have a boxer kissing booth, because why not? We have the 5th annual Masters Agility Championship going on. This is my first time I've ever been here. I've been watching him on TV. It was just so exciting to see him in person. This show is the second longest continuously held sporting event in the United States. And the reason it's been able to maintain that is the fact that it's about dogs.
I mean, man's best friend. What can't you not like about him?
So who will win Best in Show? Will the Doberman pinch the lead? Will judges be brought to their Pyrenees? Are spotted dogs worth a Dalmatian, or does it take a toy to walk away with victory? You can greyhound us about this all you want, but if you're wondering why aren't we telling you, it's because results haven't been pointed out yet. Those will be centered on Tuesday. Just didn't want you to think we were being malamute on the subject. I'm Cordelia Zeus, and we'll spring her back and forth again.
Those puns are about as good as they always are, huh? Okay. Yeah. So we're going to take a spending survey today because you guys did all your wants and needs. So what I want to ask you... So I'm going to draw just 5 sticks, and I want you guys to tell me if you found an extra $100, what you would spend it on. What did I just say? I was going to draw sticks. Anaya? You need to follow directions. So, Megan, if you found $100, what would you spend it on?
Put it in the bank.
You put it in the bank. Gavin A., what would you spend your $100 on?
Food, like McDonald's. I would buy everything off the dollar menu.
Times 2. Okay. So, Anaya, what would you spend your $100 on?
We'll go to the Gucci store.
Wait. Can I change mine?
I would go to the Gucci store and buy the clearance items.
The clearance items. Okay. Gavin, what do you want to say yours was?
So the dollar menu,
Wait.
The dollar menu from McDonald's and a number 16 from Jimmy John's with no lettuce or tomato.
Okay. Allie, what would you spend $100 on? You'd save it up also? And Boston, what would you spend your $100 on? Clothes? I'd probably be there too.
I'd buy shoes. So you buy shoes? I'd buy shoes.
I would probably buy shoes.
I'll save my $100.
I'd buy a nice pair of green glasses.
Okay, I have stopped drawing sticks, so now we're going to move on. So, now I'm going to hand you out the spending survey. I will do the first 3 together so you guys can understand what this survey looks like.
It's so funny when you look at it. It's like,
Whoa. Does anyone need a writing utensil? I want you guys to first turn to Values and Spending Survey. That's the side we're going to do first. Gavin? No.
can I get a pencil?
Can I have a phone?
I got you.
Never mind, Taylor's going to help you out.
Thank you, Pete. I love you.
Don't.
Is it the task? Which one?
I'm waiting for Gavin to sit down to give further instructions.
Sit down.
Thank you, Keegan. Okay, so spending survey. You will be a list of 45 unique pairs comparing 2 of 10 different values. Consider the question. If all your bills were paid and you found an extra $100, what would you spend it on? Now, in the list, it has them in pairs, right? So you'll go through and answer. So, don't yell out the answers. Just circle it on your sheet. If you found $100, would you spend it on recreation or charity? Circle 1. If you found $100, would you spend it on social activities or clothes/accessories? Circle 1 of those. And then would you spend your $100 by putting it in your savings/investments, or would you spend it on household needs? Yes, Gavin. Household needs would be like things you could use like for your house, like groceries, food. Yeah, just soap kind of stuff like that. There's eating out and food. So like household needs would be like, yeah, like toilet paper, stuff like that you need for the home, okay? So you guys go through, and on each of those pairs, you're going to circle one. Now flip to the back so I can explain that to you quick.
Wait, what?
Flip to the back quick.
Oh, okay.
In part A, once you have circled all of your things on the front side, you're going to tally up how much you circled for each of the categories. So if you didn't circle any for charity, you put 0. If you circled 10 for clothes and accessory, put 10. Then when you go to B, based off that tally sheet you just make, you're going to list them in order. 1 being the greatest, 10 being the least, okay? So if you spent most of your money in recreation would be on your top, and then they just follow after that, okay? So you guys fill this out, and then we'll talk about it.
Wait, do we still all do that now?
Yeah. Well, everything but the bottom part. Just do A and B on the back.
What are personal appearance?
Personal appearance, makeup, like hair accessories, haircuts, anything like that. Does anyone have any other questions about what some of the categories are?
No.
You find them on the ground. And these are listed here, so like separate.
So you just circle?
Yeah, you just circle which one you would rather spend your money on: recreational, sports, and hobbies, or charity. And do it for each set. Yeah. Yeah, Gavin. What? Personal appearance. No, this is like hair and makeup. This is like clothes, pants, shoes. Like personal appearance, like yeah, like going to get a haircut, stuff like that. Either one. I'm going to give you guys till 54 to fill that out, and then we're going to talk about it together. Because it's a Monday. Short day. Let's, instead of thinking about that, fill out our spending survey. Since you'll only have so much time to get it done. It's work time. It's quiet.
What are these numbers for?
Who numbered them? So I don't know what the numbers are, but we're going through and adding numbers or something to pick up which option. Oh, none of these are there. Maybe it's for the bottom part, but we're not doing that. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Social activities like concerts, like maybe going to movies, stuff like that, going out with friends. And remember, once you've circled all your options, to tally up each category and mark how many times you circled that category. And then you'll list them from greatest to least, 1 being the greatest. Anaya?
So I'm not saving for college.
Or is
I mean,
it that?
you could count that if that's for your education.
Okay.
I would count that.
Okay.
Zoom tight. Yeah. Spend the most on recreation. Oh yeah, recreation. So yeah. Good job. Okay, how many of you still need to do the back side? Okay. Okay. I'm going to give you guys just a couple more minutes, and then we might just go over some things together. Mainly, I just want you to at least get your number one that you spent the greatest amount of money on. Okay, does everyone at least have figured out what they spent their most amount of money on? No. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm gonna call a few sticks just to kind of talk to some of us about what we did get, what we spent the most money on. If you don't have the sheet finished, that's okay. We'll probably talk about it tomorrow as well. So just come with it done to class because all of you have the survey filled out. So, Gavin.
Yeah.
What did you spend the most money? What would you spend your $100 on?
If I had to choose?
Yeah, what was the one you did the most of?
Recreation.
Recreation. So, why would you say recreation?
Because I like sports.
You like sports, so that's how you would like to spend a lot of your free time?
Yes.
Maxwell, did you get yours, your number one thing you spent on? What was the number one thing you'd spend $100 on?
Savings.
Savings. So you're going to save it for later when you need it?
Yeah.
Do you like to save your money a lot? Do you think it's kind of a smart choice?
No. Just
That's your opinion. Raise your hand else if you have your number one thing figured out. Cole, what was your number one thing you would spend money on? Clothes and accessory. Why? You just like those? Like to have a lot of clothes? I like to go shopping too, so I can get behind that. I understand that.
I hate shopping. I love shopping myself.
Sydney, what was your number one thing?
I think it's savings and investments.
Savings and investments, so we got another one for that. Who has something else? Caden.
I did education and children.
You did education and children. Why'd you do education and children? That's a good question. Did you look at, I know Henry and I talked about, did you look at education as a sense like you guys would save money for your college fund? No? You just happen to choose education and children? You don't think you know why you chose that? Do you just not? Not for, do you have, so you're more like concerned about the children aspect? Giving money to those little ones? Gavin, what was travel? Drew, keep your comments to yourself. Gavin, why do you want to travel?
Because I like travel.
You like traveling? Have you been a lot of places? No, but you're about to start with that $100, right? Hogan.
I'm gonna buy half an airplane ticket.
Hogan, you're also recreation? Why? You don't know? Drew. Recreation. Why did you put recreation, Drew? Well, would you rather just do those activities and a lot of other things? I like sports. You like sports? Keegan. You're also recreation. Okay. Anybody else who doesn't have anything recreation?
Me.
Boston.
I have clothes and accessories. No.
Why did you put clothes and accessories?
Because I like shopping and I like buying new things.
Yeah. So you guys kind of starting to see that we all have our own different interests and how our interests kind of affect how we spend money.
I have a question.
Or if we save money. Yes, Drew.
Why are so many people being there? Don't like charity.
I don't know. Why don't you guys why don't you guys spend your
I mean, we're rich.
Yeah, but I'm not saying you have to spend all your money on charity. You just found $100. Why couldn't you go give it to charity?
Hey, it's gonna be a good day. It's not $100. What are you gonna do?
So you found the $100. You'd rather just spend it on yourself?
That's just the normal human.
Huh? Charities? Okay. Yeah, a lot of
Number 5. Whoa.
guys, we were doing good, but a lot of times charity isn't on the top of people's list because they do get caught up with their own interests, and that affects how they spend their money. So as you can see, we all have different things we like, right? And that's going to affect how we spend money. That affects how you budget money as well, correct? So that's probably what we're going to talk about tomorrow. 7th hour. Bring the sheet back tomorrow, okay? There is a cubby if you don't believe that you could be in charge of being a good human who can take care of the things.
Put the C team in because we're going to win by so much.
If you don't have it...
Well, you're not going to be there because you're in detention.
Hey, 7th hour. Go back to your spot. Anaya, same to you. I didn't tell anyone to get up.
Can I get up?
The sheet should be finished being filled out tomorrow when you come to class, okay?
Whole thing, at the bottom?
No.
Oh, good.
That just means the survey part on the front and A and B on the back, okay?
We're going to be covered.
Good luck, basketball boys. Have a good day.
Gavin, let's go.